Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are in the gorgeous backcountry wilderness of Rocky Mountain National Park. I've got a 2-day backcountry camping permit and I'm on the second day of that trip. And this is a new area of the park for me. I've never been here. So yesterday I spent the entire day sort of scouting the area, seeing where the light hit throughout the day. And fortunately, the conditions today are shaping up to be very similar to yesterday. So I've got a whole list of compositions I found yesterday. Now I know where the light hits when. So today I'm just gonna go through, start checking off those compositions as the light progresses through the day. We've got a lot to cover. Let's get started. Okay, so this composition here, we're only about a mile and a half from the campsite, and there's this beautiful stream running with that little waterfall, and there's a log running across, and then there's 3 successively bigger plants, and the front one has flowers. So what I'd like to do is shoot this one from the bottom going up, but I want to wait until I have some light on the scene. I want a little bit of dappled light. You can see up top, we've got these nice tall pine trees. So when that sun gets up high, it should kind of peek through and give me dappled light in the scene. When I scouted it, the light was too intense. It was hitting the water and blowing it out. So what I'm hoping is I can go shoot the composition that's another half a mile down the trail, because that one I don't want any light. Shoot that composition, come back up here and catch it just when the light starts to hit the log and the foreground, but not hitting the water. So it'll be tricky to time it, but if we're fast enough, I think we could do it. So let's go ahead down to the next composition. We'll come back to this one. Okay, well, I was wrong. This location is only about a quarter of a mile from where I just was, so that makes it much easier for us to get back up there when the light starts coming out. So as you can see, we have this gorgeous waterfall here, and there's all these moss-covered rocks all the way around the perimeter, and it's just absolutely beautiful. When I scouted this the other day, the sun was hitting it. It was completely blown out. It was terrible. So it's gonna be really hard for you to hear me. I'm probably just gonna do a voiceover, but I'm doing 2 compositions. One's gonna be a vertical, getting the whole falls, and then I'm gonna do a horizontal that just gets this middle section because I really like the shelves of water, and then I like the mossy rocks. So I wanna get a horizontal composition of just that, and then a vertical composition as well. I'm gonna go ahead and get the shots.
For better days to come and carry us like wind in our sails.
Okay, well, that was incredible. I just spent about an hour and a half shooting that waterfall, all different compositions. Hopefully I got a couple of good ones, but as you can see, the sun is starting to come out. It's peeking through, so let's head back up to that other composition I talked about, because now should be the perfect time to shoot it. So the composition is pretty straightforward. We've got these 3 beautiful plants here, and this one here has purple flowers, and there's a crack leading all the way up to the falls. The falls are wrapping around, and then you have this gorgeous moss-covered log going across. And again, that dappled light hitting the foliage is beautiful. So with a polarizer and a vertical composition, I think this is a gorgeous image. I'm gonna go ahead and show you the composition, capture the image.
Now on this boat, and we all know where we belong. Just wait. Wait for our home to show on the horizon. Soon we'll be there. Hold on tight. I can smell the shore. It's right in front of us. If we just hold on tight, this vision that I saw is getting closer every dawn. We are dreaming.
Okay, so I'm at the next composition. As you can see, I've had to take some precaution because the mosquitoes have gotten just unbearable. I had to put on an extra jacket so they can't bite through it. And then this mosquito net, and I don't know if you could pick it up, but they're swarming me. That waterfall over there is what I'm going to be shooting. Now, specifically, I'm going to get on the left side of the falls, and I'm going to be shooting up to where I can see the peaks in the background, some flowers in the foreground, and then of course the falls themselves. And then I'm also going to pick out some spots on the falls that I find interesting and shoot them individually. But that's going to require either the sun to drop down behind the peaks or some of this dense cloud coming in to cover the sun. Unfortunately, all the dense cloud is on this side of the sky. The sun is over here. So for now, I'm just sitting in the shade, cursing these freaking mosquitoes. But then after we shoot that, I'm gonna move up to my sunset composition. It's about 5 o'clock now, sunset's in 3.5 hours. So I'll mess around here for a little bit, and then about a quarter mile or so up is a beautiful stream with wildflowers everywhere. And yesterday, I didn't get a chance to shoot it, but the last bit of alpenglow was just gorgeous red across the peaks. And you can see most of those peaks from the stream. So I'm hoping that I'm gonna get that same alpenglow tonight, maybe some color in the sky, and then beautiful flowers in the foreground. So that's the plan for the rest of the evening. I just need to survive a couple more hours with these damn mosquitoes. Okay, so I hope you can hear me. The waterfall's right here. We got a perfect cloud, and it's not gonna last long. So you can see I got the falls here, and I'm sorry to do this handheld, but there's nowhere to put another tripod. I've got my tripod right here, and you can see the falls go down there. So I actually had to cross right here. It's tricky, to say the least, and that cloud is probably only gonna give me about 10 or 15 minutes. So let me walk you through the composition. So you can see on the bottom here, we have these beautiful lilies, and then they work their way up the falls. And then as you get to the top of the falls, you've got this gorgeous peak sitting right at the top with some nice clouds above it. And now I'm gonna shoot it now because this cloud is perfect and the color is gonna be gorgeous, but I think this might be an excellent sunset composition. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this shot, then I'm gonna move up the stream to my secondary composition, and I'm just gonna look at the two and compare and see which one I think is gonna be stronger for sunset, and then that's what I'm gonna camp on. So let me go ahead and get this image, I'll put it up on screen. Okay, so I've set up on my sunset composition. I'm gonna stay here. I don't like this composition as much as the waterfall image, but I think for the conditions we're gonna have, this is gonna be the stronger image. So let me walk you through it. I've got these marsh marigolds here in the foreground. I keep calling them daisies, but I'm pretty sure they're marsh marigolds. And they're gonna wrap around the foreground here, bring us through the stream, and then we have this nice little stream coming down the rocks with a little bit of texture, and then of course the peaks in the background. Now what I think is gonna happen is these peaks are gonna catch a brilliant red color in that alpenglow as the sun is setting. I think we're gonna get some brilliant color in the sky, and all of that is gonna reflect in the stream. So we're just gonna have this beautiful scene, vertical, going right up the middle with just warm tones and beautiful flowers in the foreground. The composition down there, although I feel is a stronger composition, only has a tiny little bit of that peak. So what would happen is the peak would be bright red, and then that entire waterfall is gonna be in shadow. So it would be a high dynamic range scene. It would be very difficult to focus, stack, and get everything right. And again, you're just gonna have this little sliver of color on top, and I think it would just be a waste. None of that's gonna reflect down into the waterfall. Here, all of that light is gonna reflect right here into the scene, and I think it's gonna be gorgeous. You might also notice that I changed my footwear. I've mentioned this on this channel before, but when I'm shooting streams, really any wet areas, I'll usually switch into sealskins and sandals, and the reason is all this foliage is extremely sensitive. The ground is very soft, and if you walk on it, you will pack it down. So by sticking with the sealskins, I'm able to walk through the water, stay on the rocks, and then this way I can recompose as I need to, and I'm not gonna destroy anything. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this shot here as the light gets better, and I may work my way up the stream. Having the sealskins is gonna make that very easy to do. For now, I've got my stool set up. I'm gonna pop a squat. We still got 2.5 hours till sunset. Let's see what happens. Okay, we are 30 minutes until sunset, and look at that friggin' color. This is exactly how it looked yesterday. I've been kicking myself all day because yesterday we hiked like, I don't know, 11, 12 miles. The mosquitoes were killing me. I just got back from the Dolomites a couple days ago. I'm jet lagged, I'm tired. I didn't do any filming. There were no clouds. I don't think the images worked out. And all day I've been kicking myself because the alpenglow that we got last night was some of the best I've ever seen. And I really wanted to share that with you, but I didn't film it. So I'm hopeful it's gonna happen again today. I'm looking at the peaks behind you, and they're filling with that nice pink color just like they did yesterday. The peaks over my shoulder are getting that intense orange color just like they did yesterday. So what's gonna happen is as the sun sets over here, just as it gets to that horizon, if there are no clouds blocking it, these clouds above the peaks should illuminate, and there should be a beautiful red color on those peaks. I really hope that happens. Even if it doesn't, this composition is probably going to be my favorite from the trip. I really like the way it's looking on the back of the camera. There's a ton of beautiful color contrast throughout the scene, and the way the light is stretching across the peaks, adding a lot of dimension because of the highlights and the shadows on those peaks. They just look amazing. When I first got up here and looked at them, they didn't really look like much, but then when you get that low light spreading across, they take on an entirely different life, and now they look so dramatic and gorgeous. We got 30 minutes left. Let's see what happens. It's happening. Okay, we're getting exactly what I hoped for. We're getting gorgeous dark orange, light red light. It's just gonna get more intense. And then I see beautiful cloud just out of the frame. It's working its way across. Fingers crossed it's gonna make its way to the tops of these peaks. The clouds have filled in the gaps. There's just little bits of blue. I don't have any problem with that, but I'm really hoping that that warmth in the sky is gonna reach across. Let me go ahead, shut up and snap. And the wind has completely calmed down for the moment, so I should be able to get nice, sharp flowers here in the foreground. Oh, the light's fading, come on. Okay, so I'm at half a second f11 ISO 50 as a base exposure, and I'm still bracketing, I'm still focus stacking. I know it looks like the light is done. Don't worry, there's probably just a small cloud on the horizon. We still got 16 minutes until sunset. That light's coming back, I guarantee it. And I'm gonna take a step further. I guarantee you that sky is gonna light up. It's gonna happen. Okay, I was wrong. It didn't happen. I'm not upset about it. The truth is that that golden hour shot with that beautiful warm light on the peaks, a little bit in the sky, and then reflecting in the water was gonna be the shot either way. I still wanted to be able to show you that beautiful alpenglow with that dark red color, but there wouldn't have been enough of that glow to reflect into the scene to give it enough light. It really would have just been the peaks that really drew you in, and the rest of the image would have fallen flat. So I think either way, I would have preferred the golden hour shot, but I really just wanted to show you what it looked like. So what I'm gonna do is at the end of this video, I'm gonna put a couple of snaps I took from yesterday, because really what I wanna show you is just how incredible that alpenglow can be sometimes. Sometimes you'll see images and you think it can't be real, and I really want to be able to show you on video that it is real, but not the case. I'm gonna go ahead and get packed up and head away from this stream so that you can hear me a little better. I honestly couldn't tell you how I spent 3 hours on this composition without realizing just how awful it was. I'm honestly embarrassed, and I almost scrapped this entire video because I was so annoyed with how badly I messed up this shot. But that's the reality of photography. Sometimes you nail it, and sometimes you get what I got. So here's my scouting image from the night prior, and I snapped this one on my way back to camp after the light had started to fade. I really wasn't trying to capture an image. I saw this composition, it intrigued me, so I plopped down my tripod to catch a quick snap as a scouting image. It's actually only a couple feet to the left of the second image. But let's compare them side by side. The one on the left draws you in. It's balanced, with every element working together to create something beautiful. The wildflowers lead you to the stream, which in turn guides your eyes towards the peaks in the distance. Now compare that to the image on the right. It's blocky, cramped, and honestly, it forced way too much of the foreground in there. The stream, which should have been a key element, gets completely lost, leaving nothing to really pull you into the scene. It's really just a bad attempt on my part. That just goes to show you how important composition is. I got so much tunnel vision because I had all this time that I was focused on every little detail in the scene, and then I forgot about the basics of composition, and the results, well, I think they speak for themselves. Now, neither of these are going to make their way into the portfolio, but this is definitely a scene that I want to return to in the future, as I think it has a ton of potential. But let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on both compositions. What a freaking day. My goodness. I have to be honest, I didn't have high hopes for today. But my goodness, I think we're coming away with at least 2 really strong images, and I don't want to guarantee it, but I think that last image is going to end up in the portfolio. I'm looking at the horizon now, and it's so frustrating because just like I thought, there's this tiny band of cloud on the horizon, and then above it there's nothing. And it makes perfect sense because that's what we saw, right? We had that beautiful golden light and then got snuffed out. And that tends to happen. That cloud on the horizon comes out of nowhere, ruins your day. But like I said, the image that I got is the image I wanted. Would have been great to see the sky light up, but it wouldn't have mattered anyway. That wouldn't have been the image for me. So I'm going home fat and happy. I've got 2.5 miles to go to get back to camp. The sun is gone. It's getting dark fast, and I've got a bunch of crap I got to get through to get back. So I'm gonna hurry up, end the video here. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and more importantly, I hope you've enjoyed the images. Have a fantastic weekend. Now get out there and make some images.